Hi everyone and welcome to today's review. Today I'm reviewing this notebook from Kunisawa. This is the Executive Ring Note. This is a 80 sheets or 160 page spiral wire bound notebook from Kunisawa, a Japanese brand who make beautiful premium quality products, and their range of stationery notebook products are absolutely gorgeous. So a couple of years ago I reviewed some Kunisawa products, notebooks and things like that, and found the paper to be slightly inconsistent. And Kunisawa knows that from their testing and all of that sort of thing, and have rectified that with their new range of notebooks, which includes a really high quality paper. So basic notebook. This is not, while they are a premium brand and this is a premium product, this is sort of like one of their functional premium products. As I said, wire bound, spiral bound there. And it's sort of like an orangey coppery sort of wire. Beautiful cardstock cover, the logo on the front there, which is rather nice. And pretty unadorned for the most part, aside from a couple of the logos and things like that. So this is dot grid, which is very fashionable at the moment. I've just closed off a few pages here, so where I've been using the notebook. It's a sort of an ivory cream colored paper, so it's not pure white. If I show it alongside Rhodia here, you can see just that it is a very off-white, but it's a pleasant off-white. I really like the quality of this paper. I like that the dot is also quite light. That's something that I really take into account, because it's not an obtrusive dot. Now Kunisawa say that their paper is a higher quality and that it's fountain pen friendly and all those sorts of things. So we're going to have a quick look at that in the writing samples I've done in the back. The size of this notebook is 186 by 238 millimeters. So it's not A5. This is an A5 Leuchtturm 1917. You can see that it's quite a bit bigger, and it's not B5 either. Here is a B5 Leuchtturm, which I'll just turn sideways to get it in the frame here. You can see that there's a little bit of size difference. So the Kunisawa is wider, whereas the Leuchtturm is longer. So it's a unique size, but I think it's a nice size, and I think it's a functional size. So yeah, whether you want to put this in a cover, you might have a bit of an issue finding something that fits it, but I think it's a nice size nonetheless. So this book retails, the recommended price is 1,500 yen, which is around 20 Australian dollars. That's not including postage and things. The availability of these books, one of the Australian retailers does stock Kunisawa, yet to have this product or a couple of the other ones, but it's still a handy sort of book, handy brand to be familiar with, and if you want to check them out and get them online, you definitely can. Let's have a look at the writing sample now before I do a quick pros and cons. So I've used a few pens here. Pilot Roshizuku in this is Shinkai in a Pelikan M805. Winter Snowflake from Birmingham Pen Company in a Pilot Custom 74. Ackerman Simplicity's Violette in a Visconti Homo Sapiens. Then Lamy Black in a Lamy Safari. A Palomino Blackwing, a Uniball Jetstream, a Yuka's Felt Tip Marker, and a Muji Gel Pen. So a little range of bits and pieces there. And we're going to do one more writing sample. This is fountain pen friendly paper after all. So here I have just a TWSBI Go. This is inked with Robert Oster Tokyo Blue Denim. So we have here as I said, this is the Kunisawa Executive Ring Note. They have a large range of different stationery notebook style products, and a really lovely range. And this is a TWSBI Go. This is a broad with Robert Oster Tokyo Blue Denim. So this is a relatively, for a TWSBI, I actually find this to be a relatively wet pen with a not super wet ink, but you can see this is a coated paper. The ink has not absorbed into this paper. It is sitting on top of it, and it will dry on top of it. It feels very smooth. It's not It doesn't feel waxy like some papers can, but it is definitely coated, and that allows this paper to be very fountain pen friendly. If we take a quick look at some of these other inks on this page, you can see how well it shades. You can see hints of sheen, particularly on that Shinkai. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's there. And on the Simplicity's Violet, you get the hits of gold popping up. But if you look at the Birmingham Pen Company ink there, how beautifully that shades, because the ink is allowed to pool on this paper without absorbing in. The black wing does rub out. That was just done with the eraser on the top of the black wing. It's not perfect, and you could probably go harder and get more out of it. But I think it performs relatively well. It's nice paper to write on. If we look at the reverse of that page now, there is a little bit of ghosting. Not as bad as some Tom or River paper, but there's no bleed there whatsoever. Nothing has broken through this paper. And if we look close, you'll see there is absolutely no feathering. So fountain pen friendly paper, for me, that gets the tick that it absolutely is. Okay, let's talk a few pros and cons. Cons, my biggest con with this book: the paper is great, the size is great, the layout is great. I'm not a fan of wire binding on books for two reasons. Firstly, the binding can get damaged if the book is carried, in a bag or gets accidentally trodden on or something heavy placed on top of it. These can bend out of shape. It's hard to do. They are a flexible wire, but it can happen. The other thing that can happen is, and I haven't got this book to do it, but it's happened in the past, of course, with others, and we would have had this, is where if that binding becomes slightly loose, the cover and the pages can actually work their way out of this binding because it is not closed. So with a little bit of effort, you can easily get pages in and out of this through there, which for me isn't completely ideal. But also, again, this format of binding has its pros. It sits super flat. It's always gonna sit flat because the pages flip through. You can also bend it back on itself absolutely perfectly without any problem whatsoever. Big pros for me with this book: the paper, absolutely brilliant. The writing experience on the page is really beautiful. It's smooth, it's not waxy, so you don't feel like the paper is the pen is going to skip on it, but it's smooth and it's got that nice coating that lets you know that you're writing on quality paper. It's a very functional notebook, as I said, with the laying flat, with the size, all these sorts of things, very functional. And there's not too many frills with it. There's no extra bits and pieces to get in the way. It's just a good quality premium product, but premium at a good price. For roughly 20 Australian, plus postage, you are getting a notebook that is a lovely quality, and with that quality paper, I think it's really, really good value. So this was the Kunisawa Executive Ring Note Notebook. Thanks go out to Kunisawa for sending this out for review, and it's nice to see the quality of paper after the paper from a couple of years ago, which was absolutely fine, but a little bit inconsistent. This, I think, is a step up in a huge step up in the right direction. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here, or drop me an email, which is listed down below as well. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens and your notebooks, and I will talk to you soon.